12 News, your local election headquarters. Less than 2 weeks now until Election Day. The candidates out hitting the campaign trail, bringing in all the big names of their parties to try and secure all the votes they can November 8th.
Later today, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is going to be in Rhode Island stumping for Governor McKee, and also Seth Magaziner in his run for Congress. Erica Ritchie joining us live this morning at the airport with more on what we can expect from the First Lady's visit.
Guys, good morning to you. Yeah, the First Lady expected to touch down here at TF Green around 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then she'll be hitting the ground running. Much the same pattern we've seen her take as she's been on the campaign trail across the nation in these weeks leading up to Election Day. She's been stumping for Democratic candidates, most recently in Florida. You see the video here for Val Demings and Charlie Crist. Today, while she's in Rhode Island, she'll start her visit at a networking event at Rhode Island College. It's aimed at recruiting and retaining educators. It's to promote her husband's initiatives to address the school staffing shortages. After that, the First Lady will be speaking at a political event for Dan McKee and the Rhode Island Democratic Party. She'll do the same for Seth Magaziner at his event immediately following. Now, last night at a rally for Republican gubernatorial candidate Ashley Kalus, she said that she was sad that McKee had to bring in, quote, backup from Washington. That rally for Kalus, by the way, was held by Democrats, throwing their support behind the Republican candidate.
They asked Ronald Reagan, why'd you leave the Democratic Party? Reagan, in the late 30s, early 40s, was a registered Democrat and a liberal. Then he left, he became governor of California, and the rest is history. His answer to them was, they left me, I didn't leave them. And that's what's happening today.
All right, again, the First Lady heading to Rhode Island today, set to touch down here at TF Green 3 o'clock this afternoon, hoping to change Democrats' minds to stay with their party for this election. But she is not the only big name from Washington that's going to be making an appearance in southern New England today, guys. Coming up next half hour, we're going to talk about who's going to be in town today as well to stump for Seth Magaziner's opponent in the congressional district race for the 2nd Congressional District, Alan Fung. We'll talk about that starting next half hour. For now, live in Warwick, Erica Ritchie, 12 News.
And 12 News is your local election headquarters. Races are really heating up here as we inch closer to Election Day. Candidates on both sides of the aisle bringing in some big names from Washington to try to sway the vote. This afternoon, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is going to be in Rhode Island stumping for Governor McKee and also Seth Magaziner. And tonight in Boston, the number 2 Republican in Congress, Steve Scalise, will be campaigning to make the case for Alan Fung. 12 News reporter Erica Ritchie is live at TF Green Airport. That's where the First Lady is expected to arrive this afternoon. Erica?
Yeah, Danielle, that's right. Good morning to you. 3 o'clock this afternoon is when Dr. Jill Biden expected to touch down here at TF Green in Warwick. During her time spent in Rhode Island today, she'll really be making a push to voters to vote blue on November 8th and with their mail ballots and during early voting leading up to that day, especially in the 2nd Congressional District, by the way. You know, Democrats have held both of those congressional seats since 1991, and it looks this year, between national and local polling, that could flip in this election.
We don't even have a single Republican, not just in Rhode Island, but in all of New England, in the House of Representatives. I want to be that breath of fresh air that's coming back to Washington, D.C., working across the aisle, doing the right thing, and that's what, you know, people are supporting me.
That was Republican candidate for Rhode Island's 2nd Congressional District, Alan Fung, on 12 News at 4 yesterday. He's also been receiving some big name support in recent weeks. On Columbus Day weekend, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie campaigned with Fung on Federal Hill. And tonight up in Boston, the number 2 House Republican on Capitol Hill, Steve Scalise, will be headlining an event for Alan Fung there. Of course, it's happening on the same day that the First Lady is in Rhode Island making the case with voters for Fung's opponent, Seth Magaziner. He touched on that as a guest on the 4 p.m. news on Monday.
We're all looking forward to welcoming the First Lady to Rhode Island on Wednesday, and I look forward to spending some time with her. But I'm really focused on talking with Rhode Islanders, making sure that Rhode Islanders understand our message, that we're going to be fighting for them in Congress. It's Rhode Islanders who are going to decide this election, and so that is 100% where I'm focused.
All right, and so Danielle, not only has this race reached unprecedented coverage, but it's also reached extraordinary spending. So far, the spending numbers that 12 News has obtained show both candidates spending a combined more than $8 million on their ads between primary day and election day on November 8th there. Our political analyst, Joe Fleming, he says he has never seen spending like that in a congressional race. That's the latest live in Warwick. Erica Ritchie, 12 News.